Good to be back, Grand Goliath, yeah. And today I'm going to be going over what I would do differently if I had to start my fitness journey all over again. Now, I always think about that. I always think about just what if I could turn back the clock. Just go back to my younger days. Because I actually started training from a very, very young age. I think that's why my growth is stunted because I started lifting weights. When I was in school. When I was in school, I started doing weight training. Uh, yeah, so I think that really stunted my growth with regards to my fitness. I always, when I was as young as I can remember, I must have been in grade 8, grade 9 or something. And I was always obsessed with looking good, having a good physique, muscle. I was always obsessed with that. I always used to look at the bodybuilders in the magazines, and I used to always think, wow, man, how do these guys get into such good shape? I always used to think, hey, how can I do that? And I don't know if it was like something inside of me wanted to do that because of being bullied in school, or you know, I wanted to have like the superior frame to my body because I thought if I could get stronger, no one would bully me. That would be like the logical thing to think. So I started lifting from what age? No, in fact, from the age of 12 years old, I could already start to see abs develop and my shoulders and my chest from a young age without even training. And I remember my uncle said to me the one time, "Hey, if you start training now, when you're big, you'll be huge when you're big." And I thought, yeah, I didn't think much of it. So then it started to become like an addiction from the age of 12, 13. I knew I wanted to do bodybuilding, but I just didn't know how. I didn't know how to implement it. So what I was doing was I didn't really know much about training. So I just said, hey, okay, if I can do a lot of push-ups, I'll get there. Because I was seeing a lot of results with doing push-ups. So what I was doing is I was just doing push-ups every day on the roof. There were steps going up to the roof where I was staying. And I would go up there, and even on hot days, very, very hot days, I would go up on the roof just do push-ups one way, one way, one way, one way push-ups. Then slowly I got introduced to the gym. I went to a gym, it was called Aura Gym. So my dad paid for me to join Aura Gym. And while I was at Aura Gym, I met a guy by the name of Roland and Earl. And they were very knowledgeable about training. They were very knowledgeable about dieting and consistency. So when I started training with them, uh, that's when now I learned, okay, how to train, like how to train properly, how to be consistent, different splits. I learned all that through those guys. Earl was more of a powerlifting guy, so he taught me a lot about strength training and how to properly implement strength training. So he taught me that, and Roland taught me about splits, bodybuilding splits, different type of splits you can do. So that's how I learned at a very young age how to do, how to train. So that was like my foundation. So I learned And I built over time, like in a space of a year or two, I built a good body. To the point where I even competed. I done my first competition at the age of, what was it, 18, 19, which I came third. But on the day of the competition, I found out that Earl had passed away on the same day that I went over there. Same guy that taught me. And yeah, that was a bit of a hectic. Oof, you know how life goes. Eh? So yeah, that's how I started, and that was my foundation. And then from there, I just built on it. I learned different about. I started learning about supplements. I started learning about dieting because what was happening, I was dirty bulking, so I was eating anything. And while I was eating anything, I was just training hard because I thought, hey, the more I eat, the more I'm gonna grow because I was quite skinny growing up. Yes, I saw abs and veins in my arms and all that there, but it wasn't really what I wanted. I wanted to get big. That's what I wanted. So what happened was I decided to train properly, consistently, the right way. I put on a lot of muscle, but you know, my life just took a turn. So my parents ended up getting divorced, and then we all had to now go our separate ways. So that threw me off track. That just derailed me. So I had to now. This is now just coming out of high school. Now I have to find a career. I can't just gym all the time because it's not gonna be the only thing that's gonna sustain me. So I had to find a career. So I found a career in life saving because it was aligned with what I like to do, fitness and all that. So I went into life saving. I tried it out. I managed to get a job over there, but the job was off and on kind of a thing. So until it became stable, but it was unstable for a long time because I was a seasonal employer, not permanent. Then eventually I became permanent. But in that time that it wasn't so stable, my training was off and on, always off and on, and even up till now, uh, things hasn't been so, the best with injuries and breakups and moving all the time, and that just derailed me. So yeah, so it's very very difficult to train consistently when unexpected things come up. You know, things that you don't expect to happen, and then they happen. You know, it's very very hard to maintain yourself when there's like no order and no structure. So I was off and on. The injury, the hernia, and being hospitalized was a canon event for me. That was a canon event. That just derailed me because now I'm injured. I have this hernia. The doctors are always telling me, no, you can't train, don't go to the gym because of this hernia. The hole will tear more if you carry on. And then for a year, I stayed out of the gym because I was so paranoid about this hernia now. Because it tore my a hernia is a weakening in the diaphragm where uh, the muscle will tear and then a piece of intestine sticks out, and I have to constantly push it back in. So that was a bit of a problem. So after a year of trying to get a date for my operation and back and forth with the hospitals, and I just decided, hey, let me go back to the gym, which was a big mistake because I thought in my head, and which a lot of guys think because if they have a hernia, they can go to the gym and they can do light weights because they don't want to lose their gains, which is a big mistake. You cannot do that. It's tempting to do that, but you just can't do that. Reason being is because all that will happen is that the hole will tear more. That's all will happen to you. And that's what happened to me. I thought I was clever. I never listened to the doctor that told me that you shouldn't train because of your hernia. I decided, no, I'm gonna go back to the gym and I'm gonna do light weights. So the hole just tore bigger, and I would have started affecting my job now because now I couldn't make the fitness test because of the hernia. So when I went for the fitness test, uh, on the day I pushed myself so hard. And in life saving, what we do hectic training. So when we're doing our tests, it's hectic training. So I pushed myself on the day to the point where I just collapsed. So because of the hernia, I jumped out the water and I just remember falling back. And I was looking up at the sky and I can feel my vision is going. But now I'm trying to sit up and shake it off. And you know that feeling of like letting go is like you can't resist it. But now I'm just trying to shake it off, shake it off, shake it off. And eventually I like shook it off, but now when I try to move my legs, nothing. I'm trying to move, nothing. Thinking how I'm paralyzed from the waist down. So I started moving my legs with my hands now. And no, the whole time nobody knew that I needed help because everyone was just doing their own thing. And I can feel my vision is going now. And I'm looking at the sky and everything is looking double. I'm trying to shake it off, shake it off, shake it off, shake it off. Thinking to I'm trying to tell myself, Grant, you're fine, just shake it off. Eventually, I managed to get myself to stand up. My feeling in my legs came back. Not long after that, I went into hospital. I was admitted into hospital for operation, and then I stayed in hospital for like 3-4 days. I done the operation, then I went to my father's house to recover, and that was just another hectic experience because the operation itself was fine, but the recovery was just something else. It's like starting again from a baby. You can't form sentences when you talk. You have to teach yourself how to walk again. But within 2 weeks, I was walking again, but not fast. Just started walking again. Um. So yeah, that what derailed me. Uh. Now I'm actually still. It's been. It's not even a year since my operation is done. I done it last year, July. So it's been July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. So 7 months since my operation is done. I can still train at the gym, but it just doesn't feel the same, because now I'm training, no supplements. I go over there, I just feel like I'm wasting my time. It's very, very demotivating if you think about it. So, what I would do differently if I had to start again, uh, I wouldn't be as lazy as what I was before. Because before I was off and on, I would train and not train, train and then not train. I would stick to my splits because I train in a bodybuilding style. That's what I do. I do a bodybuilding split because it gives me the best result. Because of my genetics, it gives me the best results. But people train different ways. Um, so yeah, and my dieting will be more simpler. See, at that time I was dirty bulking. What I was doing is I was eating anything and just training how. My training was good, but my dieting, I was eating rice, a lot of rice, and what's that thing that they make? Um, Steak and what? Beef curry and rice. I was eating that one way, and I was getting big off that thing. That thing was giving me a unbelievable size. But the problem with that is, you see, when you, how can I say, when you don't do as much cardio while you're doing weights, what happens is you start putting on fat in the wrong places. Like you build muscle, but then you notice, hey, you're starting to get a bit of a double chin. You're starting to see a bit of love handles. You're starting to get that fat in the wrong places. So what I would do this time is I will continue with my bodybuilding splits. If I find myself overeating a couple of times in a week, I'll just add more cardio sessions in a week. So after my weight training, I would do like maybe a 1K swim or a 2K swim, just to not get that excess fat. Because when you're doing weights only, right, and you're eating, especially when you're dirty bulking, you're gonna put on fat in the wrong places. Like the you find you get a double chin, you find you start getting love handles, and you don't want that. Although you're putting on muscle, but now you're also putting on a mix of fat with muscle, which you don't want to do. Which is what I will do differently going forward. So my diet will be a bit more cleaner. I'll do a more cleaner diet if I had to start again. So if I was bulking, I would do something simpler, something simple, something cheap. If especially when you're on a budget and you're on a diet, a simple thing like chicken breast, broccoli, and rice. If you're bulking, see, when you're bulking, you're gonna add a lot of rice. When you're cutting, you just take the rice out. That's all it is. That's all you do, and you just eat the chicken and the broccoli. But the rice is what gives you the energy to train. See, so that would be a cheap diet that you can follow. And yeah, and also supplementation. What are the best supplements to take? What you can use in your training and what their functions will be. So there are many different supplements that you can take, but you have to do it according to your goal. You see, you can't just take any supplement, you see. So, for example, on a bulk, there's a certain stack that you would take. So you wanna take multivitamin, right? That's the first thing. You have multivitamins with you when you supplementing while you're training. On a bulk, you would take a mass gainer, and when you're buying your supplements, you must check on the side how many calories and protein ratio there is. It'll tell you over there. Choose which one has the most calories in it, maybe the least amount of sugar, and the highest amount of protein. And there you will know, and you will find out um, which one that you need to buy. So any kind of mass gainer uh, um, and a whey protein, you can mix the two to it. But if you want to get a lean bulk, you do that. So you take your multivitamin, your mass gainer, and don't forget to check on the side how many calories it got. Preferably higher calories and lower sugar is what you want to be taking on a bulk. So there was two that worked for me very very well. There was one that was called Serious Size. That thing, but it tastes like That thing just tasted like pro neutral. It's very thick. When you're taking supplements, you'll see that um, a lot of them, a lot of them taste thick, especially the mass gainers. A lot of the mass gainers are very, very thick. It's like porridge. But all the whey proteins are more like milkshake. So they're not so thick. That's for now cutting. When you're taking whey protein, it's mainly for cutting. You see, and bulking is what's the word? Mass gainers are for bulking. That's the basics of taking supplements while you're training. You also, like if you're doing any athletic sports, what we take for athletic sports is anything that gives you energy. You see, anything that's vitamin orientated, that's energy orientated. Like when I'm doing uh, swimming for my endurance and my speed, I would take anything that would like give me high energy levels, you know, because you don't want to be tired when you're doing anything endurance. So what I would do in that case, I would take something like a booster, not energy drink, because that will make your heart go through the roof. So I wouldn't advise energy drink. Maybe if you do want to take energy drink, you can have an energy aid. So when you have an energy aid, it will give you that energy, and so that's the basics of supplementing. Um, so that with your diet, when you're supplementing and you have a good diet, that's what gives you the desired outcome, the results that you want. Because when you combine those two with your training, that's like the trio of getting your results. But it has to be according to your goal. Obviously, if you're on a cut, if you're doing a cut, you don't want to be taking mass gainers and um, eating too much carbs. You wanna minimize your carbs, meaning you're gonna focus on your micronutrients, your broccoli, your mixed vegetables, and your steaks and your chicken fillets. That's what you wanna be focused on when you wanna cut, and you wanna be focused on high repetitions with less weights. Because remember something: the leaner you are, uh, the less the lighter the weight should be, because it's easy to tear muscles the leaner you are. If you want to cut, right, and you decide to go heavy on the bench or heavy on the leg press or whatever, you have a higher chance of getting injured like that. You have a high muscles are very easy to tear when you're super lean. It's very, very easy to tear. That's why you see rugby players, you won't find them to be ripped. They'll never be ripped to the bone. Never. They always have a mix of fat and muscle together. Why? Because they have a less chance of being injured. If a rugby player has to go on a proper cut, or foot, or what you call them with the big shoulders, yeah, those guys that play rugby and football and all that, you will never find them. You never find them doing. You always find them bulking. You will never find them doing cuts and all that. They always have a mix of fat and muscle. And yeah, so there's different styles. I always say you have to envision in your mind how you want to look. By the way, if you're looking for any supplements, check out HTLT supplements. The link is in the description. Use code Goliath for 15% off. And don't forget to check out my online coaching where I work one on one with you. If that's what you're interested in, check it out in the description. I don't spam on here in the comment section. Everything will always be in the description link. So yeah, that's what I would do differently. Supplementation. Also, to another thing, what I would also do is with when it comes to training itself, the goal in your mind, I always say you have to envision how you want to look. Think of your favorite celebrity, your favorite gym influencer, right? They all have different physiques. They all look differently. So somebody like Zac Efron will train differently to the way The Rock trains. You see, it's not the same kind of training. And the way The Rock train won't train the way Eddie Hall trains because he's a power lifter. Yes, they all do weights, all of them, but they have different splits. Zac Efron does higher reps, less weights. The Rock does medium weights, uh, push close to failure bodybuilding split style, and then someone like Eddie Hall does powerlifting, strength training, meaning only focused on power movements like deadlifts, squats, bench press, military press, all those that hits the big muscles. So, especially if you're a thin guy and you want to bulk, that's the best thing you want to do is focus on those power movements. And it'll take you an hour to do. It'll take you an hour to do. If you have to do bench press, military press, deadlifts, squats, leg press, those five, you do say 4 sets um, of 10 reps each, but on higher loads, heavier weights. Trust me when I tell you, your chest will pop out, your legs will grow. You'll hit all the big muscles, so you build. What you're doing is you're building the frame of the body. I'm talking about thin guys. These are for guys that are thin that wanna get big. You know, you do that. Do that. Do it 3 times a week. Trust me. Trust me when I tell you, your strength will go through the roof. Combine that with your diet. Oh, your strength will go. I done it before. I done it before. So you see when you turn, especially when you turn, what happens is right. So you do that. You focus on the power movements. What happens? You see, those are the big muscles of the body. The legs are the biggest muscles in the body. The back is the biggest muscle in your body. The chest is a big muscle. The shoulders. When you have big shoulders, when you have big legs, when you have a big back, right? It makes you look big. So even if you weigh less, the fact that those muscles are developed, you've developed that frame, it makes you look big, even if you weigh less. That's the trick. That's the trick. And that's what I done. And it works. It works like a charm. It's beautiful. Your strength just increases overnight when you do that. But do it either three, you can even do it twice a week, you know, because it'll take a lot out of you because they're big muscles. You'll even vomit. I vomited a couple of times doing that split. That's a power building split, that. And then, yeah, it's the best to get big. So what you're basically doing is you're building the frame first and then the small muscles. So if you want to bulk, do that split. So see, I'm giving you things for free. Don't say I didn't give you anything for free. Um, I will do videos on it in the future when I focus on bulking, which I should do. I should go on it. That's actually a very good idea. It's a very, very good idea. I think when I think maybe I should go down to the gym and do that later. I'm talking about it and I'm thinking to myself, I should actually do that now because that's what I've done before. Um, so yeah. And then what a bodybuilding split looks like, right? So say you want to look like maybe C-bum Arnold Schwarzenegger or something. What they do is they combine heavy and light. You see. So a bodybuilding split looks something like this here. It's push pull kind of movements. So on so say you're working chest and triceps. Chest and biceps. So one is a pushing movement and one is a pulling movement. So you see, when you're doing your chest, you're only doing it's pushing. It's mainly pushing. You see, all chest workouts are mainly pushing, and biceps are all mainly pulling movement. So if you do 4 workouts for your chest and 4 workouts for your biceps, you see you won't fatigue one another. But if you do chest and you do triceps together, you fatigue both of the muscles because you working your triceps while you're working your chest. You see, so when you finish with your chest, you don't have as much energy to go to your triceps because your triceps now already fatigued. So you want to do a push pull. If you're doing 2 muscles in a day, so you want to do a push pull, right? So it'll be chest and biceps. So once you finish all 4 workouts on your chest, your biceps are now fresh to get hits and they're not fatigued. And you can give it your all. They're not fatigued. Versus if you do chest and triceps, your triceps will be screwed. Your triceps will be screwed already and you won't give it your all. You won't complete the split. You understand what I'm saying? So that's a bodybuilding split. So it's the same it's the same with back and triceps. When you're working your back, you're also working your biceps. So you want to work back and triceps, chest and biceps, you see, so that you do not fatigue one another. And it's the same, push pull is the same with legs. When you're doing hamstring, when you're working your hamstrings, it's a pulling movement. When you're working your quads, it's a pushing movement, you see. So you split them. And that's also to how you target the smaller muscles of the body. So in a bodybuilding split, you hitting the big muscles, combining it with the small muscles. Versus power movements, you're only focusing on the big muscles of the body, the chest, the legs, the back, uh, the shoulders. So how a bodybuilding split would look. So if you're doing, for example, chest, right? You start off with a lightweight, right? And we're doing 4 sets. So we'll warm up with maybe 2 plates of 15 and we'll do maybe 10 to 15 reps or just 10, right? Just 10 reps, right? And then we'll add another 15 and we'll do another 10. Then we'll add another 15 and we'll do another 10 and then another. So now we're building up now, you see. So we're getting the muscle warmed up for those heavy weights because you can't just go and do 80 kg bench press. Your muscle is not warm and you won't manage that weight. So you want to build up to that. And then you do concentration. You'll concentration on like maybe cable flies as a concentration workout. You see, so you're combining the power movements with the concentration movements. That is a bodybuilding split, and that's what we do with everything uh, when it comes to a bodybuilding split. Same thing with the legs. We'll do up 1 power movement and we'll do 1 concentration movement. So a power movements on the legs will be your squats, and then a concentration movements on your legs will be leg extensions, hamstring curls. You see, so we combining power and concentration together. That's a bodybuilding split. That's what gives you the size and the definition. Now, a power a powerlifting split is just focusing on the strength aspect. So it's not there's no concentration when it comes to power movements. See, that's a difference between powerlifting and bodybuilding splits. See, and then when you're going on a cut, right? On a cut, you're just focusing on the concentration movements and a lot of cardio. So when it comes to cardio, well, when you're doing a bodybuilding split, you also need to do your cardio, but you don't do as much. It's not intense amounts of cardio. But when you're going on a cut, your cardio needs to be high. You need to be doing cardio every single day. Jump on a bike, jump on the treadmill, do at least half an hour to an hour of cardio when you want to cut, preferably after your weight session, focusing on higher repetitions on a cut when you're doing your weights, and a lot of cardio, and your dieting must be on point. Even if your diet is a bit naughty on a cut, your cardio, you see, if you're burning more calories than what you're taking in, it's it's it will what's the word, if you overeat, if you catch yourself overeating a little bit, right, because you're doing so much cardio, it eliminates that, you see. So you'll find yourself, you'll still be getting lean, but doesn't mean you mustn't stick to it. You should still stick to a diet, and then maybe you'll have like one cheat meal a week, something along those lines. So that's how you train properly. That's you see, that what I just explained to you now is training according to a goal. You see, you're not just going into the gym and just winging it and hoping for the best. You understand? It's very targeted. It's planned. It's not a mistake. You see, because you have the desired outcome in your mind. So yeah, that's what I would do differently. I would target. I would envision in my mind how I would want to look, and that's how I would train. If I had to start all over again, focus on the main goal. Ask yourself, where are you now, and what's your weight now? What's your current weight? If you're overweight, your goal should be going for a cut, right? A constant cut, right? If you're a skinny person, your goal should be going for bulking and training accordingly. If you if you feel that you have good genetics, if you feel that you have good genetics, your goal should be a bodybuilding split. Can you see the difference? So that's for guys. For the ladies, it's different. It's different for the ladies, but the you see, when it comes to the ladies, a lot of girls, what they tell me, they just want to get a big bum. They want to have nice legs. They want to train legs every single day, which is so wrong. Because if you train the same muscle every single day, how is that muscle recovering? Hmm? Answer that, please. Explain that to me, guys. Maybe I'm missing something. But if you training the same muscle, which is what I used to do, I'm also guilty of that day, training the same muscle every day. But if you're training the same muscle every day, how is that muscle recovering? Explain that to me. How you can't work on tired muscles. You know, guys, you have to understand something. You have to understand something. Your body will talk to you. Your body will tell you when to slow down, when to go to failure, and when not to go to failure, and when to recover and rest. Your body speaks, your body will talk to you. But a lot of you people, you don't listen to your body. So how can I help you? So that's what I do when I'm training my clients. I guide them. I don't make them train the way I train, because you won't manage. I'll make you do a lighter version of what I do. Even if you do it 3 times a week only, you will still get to your result. You must know you guys. No, I'm trying to help you. I'm really I'm trying to help you. Stop listening to people that tell you to train 3 hours in the gym every single day to get results. The best bodybuilders on earth don't even train three hours a day. Most of them train 40 minutes to an hour max. They don't go beyond an hour. Now you, Mr. Hero, thinks you can go 3 hours and burn yourself out. Yeah, maybe you can do it once, twice in a week, but can you do it every day? You can't. I can't. I'm being honest with you. I can't and I won't. Because a part of training and it falls in every across the board in every discipline. You have to listen to your body. If you abuse your body will abuse you. Your body will abuse you. So listen to your body. When your body says right, rest and recover, you rest and recover. You must know something. When you're going to the gym and you're training in the gym, you're just breaking down, right? When you're resting and you're sleeping, that is now when the muscle is working and it's developing and it's cutting through those teeth. That's why you think when you train, it's always the next day or the following day you feel the pain. Why? Because that sleep is now giving you recovery. So those torn muscles, those micro tears in those muscles are getting bigger. You see? That's the pain. That's where the pain is coming now because the muscle is getting strong. And it only happens in your sleep. It does not happen at the gym. It does not happen at the gym. The gym is where you put in the work. The growth is when you're resting and you are recovering. And I don't have to tell you this. Your body will tell you. Your body tells you, hey, cool down now. Relax. Take a break. And you should listen to your body. Does not mean you're weak. Does not mean you're being inconsistent. If you train 3 times a week, right, it's better than training every day for 2 weeks and then nothing the next 2 weeks. It's always better to train rather 3 times a week, but you're consistent and you're taking a lot of time to recover, right? You have a lot of time to recover and you're seeing your progress. That's how progress is done. Obviously, now that's in the beginning stages, right? In the beginning stages, you have to ease the body into it. You're not just gonna go full on Arnold Schwarzenegger, full on Chris Bumstead. Those guys have been doing this for years. Even I've been training for years and I've taken a long break. And then when I come back, I'm a beginner again. I'm not the same as what I was. You see, because I've taken a long break, I have to treat myself as a beginner. Yes, muscle memory, I can go and I can handle those heavy weights, but doesn't mean I should lift those heavy weights. I should do lighter weights. Start again as a beginner, train 3 times a week, right? Ease my body back into it, and then and only then can I go to war every week and train every day and do uh, hectic bodybuilder splits, you know, and then I can do the extreme stuff. But once I've built myself up to that point, you understand? So that's what I help my clients do. So if you're ready to work one on one with me and you got some value from this live, go to my description, sign up for online coaching where I work with you one on one. We do a Zoom coaching from wherever you are. I help you with supplements as well, and I help you with dieting as well. So yeah, that's what we're about. So another thing I want to talk about right before we wrap this up today, motivation. Motivation, motivation, motivation. You see, a lot of us have the idea in our minds where we want to be. We know that we want to train, especially a lot of people in a New Year's resolution. That's February. I wonder how many people stuck to their New Year's resolution. You see, everyone's motivated in the beginning of the year, but nobody follows through. There's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. Because you're depending on motivation, you're not depending on discipline. You see, motivation just gets you in gear, right? But you're not going to feel motivated every single day. You see, there's problems that we face in our life every day. Um, we got work, we got family, we got wives, we got children. You see, so you're not going to feel motivated every single day to be training. That's where now discipline comes in. And that's why I tell people and I tell my clients, don't think you're gonna go all out when you first starting in the gym. Don't think it's gonna be that way because it's not. I tell people what it is. I don't sell you a dream and I never will sell you a dream. I understand people have stress, right? They have problems, they got this, they got that. So I make them work around it. That's what I do. So if you have, say you finish work late, right? And maybe you got family responsibility, right? Have your calendar, right? So that your wife don't leave you because you're too busy training and you're not spending time with her. Sit with her. Say, hey babe, look, listen, yeah. I know we're busy. We have busy lives. We got children. We got work, and we still need to spend time together. But we still need to focus on our health and our body. Let's do this together. Let's set goals for ourselves. Because let me tell you something, if you don't take care of yourself, don't get upset when your wife or your girlfriend cheats on you. Don't get upset because that's the first thing they saw when they met you. The first thing your partner saw when they met you is how you look. They never see your personality. They never see, okay, so and so personality. The first thing that got you in the door was your body and how you looked, and obviously your face. And that's why taking care of yourself is so important. But now, once you got your wife, once you got your family, once you're married, people tend to let those things go. And when in doing so, you let yourself go, you find yourself becoming a couch potato because you're so stressed at work. When you come home, you're just tired, and then you let yourself go. You get fat, you become unattractive. Your partner starts viewing you as unattractive now. They might tolerate you, but because you're not disciplined and you're out of shape and you're not motivated in life, that's how cheating starts, guys. That is how cheating starts. So you don't want to get caught in that. You see, I always say everything in life takes effort and takes maintenance, right? The goal is not just to get married. The goal is to stay married, right? The goal is not just to get fit or get muscles. The goal is to maintain the fitness, maintain the muscles. Everything in life is maintenance, guys. You get a car and you don't maintain it, you lose the car. You get a house and you don't maintain the house, take care of the house, you lose the house. Everything that God gives you, you have to maintain. And that's what I had to learn as well. You have a, you get a girlfriend or a wife and you get comfortable. You don't maintain the relationship. You lose the relationship. Guys, I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you. You better sign up for my coaching. You better sign up for my coaching. And you better subscribe to me too. Because I'm trying to help you. And I will help you. And we will build a team together of unstoppable people. So remember that everything in life is maintenance. Your wife, your girlfriend, when they looked at you for the first time, they saw your body. They didn't see your personality. So take care of your body. Don't complain when she cheats on you. Just don't. Don't. Don't say, but we were together for 7 years. Yeah, but in those 7 years, you let go of yourself. You became a couch potato. You never took her out. You never dressed nice. You never looked after your body. But now you're complaining of being cheated on. Guys, you can do better. We can do better. And we should do better. So, that's about it for me, guys. Yeah, so motivation, just you're not gonna feel motivated every day. I'm not motivated every day. I depend on my disciplines. Oh gosh. Oh my god, I'm feeling a bit dizzy now. I think I stood up too quick. Just wanna close this door, yeah. Just wanna close this door. Yeah, so guys, think about what I'm saying, because I'm trying to help you. Don't just depend on your motivation. Your motivation will fade. Your discipline is what keeps you. If laziness creeps in, and it creeps in subtly, what happens is because you're feeling tired from the stress of life and the stress of the day or whatever it is, what tends to happen is that uh, you see, like now I'm sitting over here, I'm feeling comfortable. That's how laziness sets in. You got things to do. You're supposed to go to the gym. You got things to do. But because you're feeling comfortable, you're like, nah, I'll do it later. I won't do it now. And then later turns into a day. And then a day turns into a week. And a week turns into a month. And then by the end of the month, by the end of the year, you've completed nothing. You've set no deadlines for yourself. But you would go to work and you would listen to your boss when he gives you deadlines. But when you tell yourself you're supposed to be fit by the end of 3 months, you don't listen to yourself. Guys, what's it gonna take? What's it gonna take? This is how far we've come. That now we're not even listening to ourselves now. But we want the nice house, the fancy house. We want the baddies. We want the best woman. We want the money. But we're not listening to ourselves. When we tell ourselves we've got deadlines to complete things, right? We've got a body to build. We've got families to secure. We've got futures to secure, right? We would rather listen to our bosses when they give us deadlines, when other people give us deadlines. But when you give ourselves deadlines, we don't listen. Think about it. Be honest with yourself. You need to be honest and brutally honest with yourself. You're not getting in shape for me. When you're not getting in shape, don't even do it for your partner. Yes, I used to do that I'm guilty of that. I used to want muscles and a good body, a fit body, to get other women, right? Which is fine. If that's your motivation, then by all means do that. But that was the initial motivation. But then as time went by, uh, I've done it mostly for mental health, handling stress, feeling good. There's a lot of benefits that come with it. It's not just your ego. You see, it's not just getting the big muscles and having a fit body to feed your ego or to lift heavy in the gym and impress other people. We're not doing it for our ego. We're doing it to be respected. Number one, it shows self-respect. Right? That's the first thing. Right? When you walk into an interview, any job you go into an interview, right? A fat person walks in, or it can be a skinny person, and then you come in that's muscular. The shirt is fitting your biceps, it's fitting your body, right? And you can see you well groomed and you well dressed. Who do you think they're giving the job to? The fat person or you? Guys, I'm trying to help you. Remember what I said. You better subscribe to me. So that's why you're doing it for yourself. Yes, at first, in the beginning, you're doing it for other people. You want to impress the ladies. You want to, you know, look good. But then afterwards, it goes beyond having muscles. It goes beyond your ego. Mental health is important. See, when you look good, you're more confident. You're more confident in approaching that girl, being playful with her, joking around her. You have a good body. You feel confident. If your girlfriend leaves you and you look in the mirror, yes, you're heartbroken. You're heartbroken because your girlfriend left you. But guess what? When you look in the mirror and you see those six-pack abs and the broad shoulders and the chest, now who's bad now? You see, so a win is a win. You see, and although you're heartbroken, you can still go out there and get another one, just like that, just like that. And the minute you get another woman, you'll forget about that other woman. You forget about her so fast, so fast. You see, the brain has a way of tricking you, especially when you have low confidence in yourself. The brain tells you, "Oh, this is the only woman for me. I'm fat. I'm a couch potato. No one else." But when you have a fit body, you can get another woman now. Don't listen to women when they tell you that they want a dad bod. They want those guys with dad bods because they can control them. Now with you, with your ripped six pack and your golden skin, who can control you? No one can control you. No one can control you. You can get another woman now, just like that. And there's nothing anyone can do about it. And you forget, no matter how in love you are, no matter how in love you are, you will, once you get another woman, you forget about her. Same time. That's just how it is. You know? Hey, nature is just undefeated. Nature is undefeated. Serious. When you have a good body, that's why I'm saying, guys, subscribe to me, sign up for my coaching, check out HTLT supplements. Get your supplements, get your coaching, get it in order. Build a good body for yourself. Build a good frame on you. Be respected. Be the man you want to be. No wife wants a weak husband. No child wants a weak father. No mother wants a weak son. Remember that. Remember that. Think about that, what I'm telling you. People always say, no, it doesn't do anything. You're going to the gym, you're lifting weights for what? That's the mindset people have today. And it's sad. It's a sad thing. It's very, very sad that's how people think. You know, I'm at a point now where I'm trying to build myself back because I fell off. And I'm not saying that things are not going to get you down in your life. There are things that can just totally derail you. Like I said in my previous life, I haven't been uploading any videos or lives. I've done a few, but maybe in the last 2 weeks, but not as consistent as I was because I went through something so devastating that it took up all my creativity and my energy and my frame of thinking. And even now in the third week, I'm still in like recovery mode from that. So I also have to take my own advice, you see. I also have to listen to myself and, practice what I'm preaching as well. I can't just tell you do one thing and then I'm not doing it. So I am in the process of getting my act together as well. But let's do it together, guys. Right. Anyway, that's it for me today, guys. Thanks for being here. I appreciate everyone that's here. If you're new here, I'm Goliath. I'm a coach. We do online training. Link in the description. Check out HTLT supplements. Link is in the description. Um, I will see you guys next time. Subscribe, give me a video a like. It helps the channel. It helps support the channel. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.